Hello friends, my name is Presley. I am here today kind of showing off my little Penguin Grenade Raw Magic sound design challenge that I did here. I decided to use a video of an ability from Anthem. This really cool lightning ball kind of bouncing around. I thought it was super dynamic and make for a really fun redesign to try some of this library source out with, especially after seeing all of the paper source that's in the library that's super well textured and really cool. So I'll walk through how I got a lot of the electricity sounds out of these things, and then I'll also go through a couple of other layers that I also recorded. Everything in my layers was done pretty much with this plugin chain, just with messing with a couple of the different parameters as I was going along, depending on what frequencies and textures that I was looking for at the time, whether it was more high end or low end, or more warbly or static and that kind of thing. So for the most part, I was using a lot of the paper source, like I said, and also some of the rubber balloon stuff, the duster spray, some cloth movement. But yeah, mostly all the different paper handling. This is the rice paper and some packing tape. So the actual effects chain looks like this. I used Melda's granular multiband for making things sound a little bit more textured and weird and kind of electricity, zappy, that kind of stuff. A lot of the processing comes from this snap heap patch that I made. It's a bunch of things running through this random LFO. Mostly this transient shaper is kind of the most important bit. It's all attached to the random LFO, and as the attack goes up, the sustain goes down. So you're getting a lot of variation in the attack and how long it's lasting. So you're getting that like zippy, zappy kind of thing that you want to hear from electricity source. Some of this is also attached to a filter table and shaper table. That's from the audio follower here. That's just listening to what's currently being played on the track. After the snap heap patch, I have this multipass patch, which is basically just three different kinds of filter tables, sorry. Two of which are being run through the audio follower, just to give a little bit more like electricity movement. And these are all just default presets for the filter table. And then that goes into Mr. Bill's take on OTT. I didn't really change much here. I kind of just turned down the out gain a little bit, but otherwise this is pretty much a plug and play kind of situation. I also had these two transient shapers on here at the beginning and the end, Melda's and Kilohearts. And these are just here for when I wanted to make more impacty kind of source. I wanted to have that little bit of extra attack, so I put one before the chain and after the chain. Muted right now, but you get the idea. Great, so I will go ahead and play some of this stuff. Like I said, I'm going to turn the effects on and off so you can hear what the source sounds like without it all, and then with it all, back and forth. And then to add a little bit more low end, I also utilized Tonsturm's Traveler to make some whooshes out of the some of the cardboard and balloon source. So that sounded like this. And there you have it. That's most of my design layers there. And then, like I said, I just sort of messed with the parameters on all of them here and there, depending on what kind of textures that I was looking for. And then I just sort of layered them all together up here. Not much has been done on this end. I have a snap heat patch with some convolver and reverb just to give it a little bit more space. These are all also just default within convolver and stuff like that, so nothing is super hard to acquire. And then for this layer here, this Echo Zappy is a duplicated track from Intense Zappy, and then I added some tremolo. I took out some of the high end, and I added a delay just to kind of give it a little bit of an echo effect. And then as for the impacts, nothing much here really, just Black Box HG2, which I put on most things. And then for my pan stuff, I drew in some pan automation to follow the picture a little bit more. And then I just pitched up one of the layers to give some more sort of that high staticky feel. So all of that together sounds like this. Awesome. And to add a little bit more texture, I took a couple more layers, and these are all pretty much right out of the box, other than a couple of layers have a little bit of bass on them. I can show you that as well. So all of this is almost straight just from the source, and it just sounds so good. So we have, I'll play it through layer by layer here, but some of the rubber band snapping, some of the beatbox source, some of the rock impacts, a metal spoon whoosh, and then this is another one that I got from Traveler. This here, the towel finger scrapes, and then some more balloon source at the bottom here. Like I said, most of these are going to include pretty much Transient Shaper and Ambassador, the Melda plugin, across the board, and a little bit of Exciter as well. So nothing too crazy going on in any of these. A little bit of basement to up the bass even more. Just to kind of give it a little bit more weight that I felt like it was missing. Otherwise, these layers are just to emphasize certain moments. It's all going through this sort of main track here that pretty much just has a nice subtle EQ and a little bit more black box. So I'll play through all of these together. Awesome. And then I will play it through one more time with everything, and I hope this was a helpful walkthrough.